Welcome. Today I'm going to tell you guys 5 things you need to know before you come to Hollywood. And if you're already here, you still need to know these things. Trust me, there's good and there's bad. Be sure and listen to number 5 because that's the most exciting one. So I'm going to start with number 1. Yes, there is a casting couch. There has always been a casting couch, and I'll tell you why there always will be a casting couch. Because when they have something that's just a one-liner or a walk-on part, maybe it's only like 3 words, and you say, look over there, or look at that plane. Anyone can say that without screwing it up, right? So why would you think that you would get that part when there's an executive producer, a producer, an assistant producer, a casting director, an assistant casting director, and on and on and on. And a lot of those people, not all, but a lot of them have a little girlfriend on the side. And they want to be an actress, right? So why not give them the part? Because they're not going to screw it up. It's a one line. I'll give you an example. Playboy agency sent me on an interview one time, and we went to the soundstage where Bob Hope was taping his show for Christmas, and he was on the set with Diane Cannon. So there's about 50 of us sitting in the bleachers in the audience waiting to be interviewed for the casting part. So after he gets through taping with her, he comes over to his casting director, and they're like, blah, 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 yeah, blah, 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 and what about, and so out of the 50 people, thank you, but the casting director walked up to me and the gal next to me, who also was sent from Playboy, and she said, you and you, the rest, thank you for coming. And I looked at my friend and I went, does that mean we stay and we got the part? And she goes, yeah, I think so. And everybody got up and left, and nobody was interviewed, and it was just kind of short and quick. Next day, we went for makeup and taping, and instead of Kathy and I, the 2 that were picked at the casting session, there were 2 other ones, so there's a total now of 4. And I'm thinking, where did these 2 come from? Oh, right, Bob Hope's reputation. He's got little concubine girlfriends spread out all over Burbank in apartments, of course. Okay, so that's just an example. I mean, it's everywhere, and it's not going to go away. So, and if you want to get ahead faster, I suppose you could play the game. I wasn't so much into going that route, so it's up to you. But just so you know, that's what's going to happen. Also, I just want to say, it's the loneliest city in the world. You're not going to have any friends that you can count on unless you brought them with you, or unless you've known them from before, because everybody's pretty insecure and pretty insincere. So you won't know who to trust. And it's hard, and it wears on you. Not to mention, you're going to get constantly rejected. That's what the business is all about. You kind of have to have a sense of self when you get there, because everybody's going to be turning you down right and left. But then keep this in mind, and I want you to listen to this. It's not necessarily because it's never actually that they didn't like you, okay? Just remember that. It could be that they have a girlfriend, or they have a sister or a cousin, and they gave that little part to her. Or it could be that they don't want a blonde, they want a brunette. Or they want somebody that's shorter or taller, or it's all those things. So you get used to the rejection, trust me, you do, because it's constant, it never stops. So just know that it's not always you, so just don't take it personally. And the other thing is, it's so insecure, and the whole town is. It's not just you. I'm telling you, from the little bit part players to the people that have had series on TV for years, to heads of studios, nobody is sure of what's going to happen tomorrow. They're all in a position that they can be replaced. There's no one in the industry that's not replaceable. So if you never know what's next, how can you feel secure unless you've got it inside you? And hopefully you were brought up with that so you can take that with you to Hollywood, because otherwise you're going to be really sad. And I just want you to know that you've just got to hang on to yourself and believe in yourself, and know that if you hang in there and do the work, get the agent, go to the acting classes, and do it the right way, you can succeed at whatever level, you know, you make it to. The only thing is, you're not exactly in charge of your destiny. That's the part that bothered me the most. It's like, I'm kind of a control freak and I like to control what's going to happen. You're never in control. Somebody else is always going to be saying yes or no to hiring you. So you have to be prepared to let go and just know that other people are in charge of your destiny, you know. And then another thing I want you to know, it's very shallow. Everybody's so weirded out about, you know, their next part. And you're only judged pretty much on what you look like, okay? And that is not a healthy way to experience Hollywood, but that's the way it is. I'm still fighting that now, years later, because it just kind of influences how you perceive everything and everyone, because you were always judged on looks. So now when you look at anybody, you go, well, I guess, you know, that, you know, she's really pretty, but what about that? Or you doubt yourself. So just remember, don't doubt yourself. You're a good person. You can do it. It's not all about looks. What's that got to do with anything? Looks are not going to last forever anyway. So that's, you know, that's the way it goes. Okay, here's the best part. This is number 5. I've probably gone more than 5, but it's undoubtedly will be one of the most exciting times of your life, okay? And you'll be one of the very few that jumped in and went for it. I mean, how many people are going to have the courage and the nerve to go to Hollywood and go through the rejection and go through the insecurity and go through the shallowness and the worrying about, you know, what your next job is? Because the biggest, one of the most popular sayings up there, which isn't fun, but you're only as good as your last job. That's how they judge you. Well, guess what? That's not who you are. You are as good as what's in your heart, not what is your last job. So go for it and be happy and absorb it, and just realize you're one of a small percentage of people that are going to have the nerve to jump into that jungle of Hollywood. But I guarantee you, when you come out of it, you will have memories to last a lifetime. And I'm really glad I went through it, and I'm glad I have my memories, and I wrote a book about it so I wouldn't forget those memories, because it's a once in a lifetime experience, and you should congratulate yourself for having the courage to go and do it. So rock on. Bye.